I'm going to be making a recipe out of my plant-based breakfast cookbook or ebook. It comes in either form. You can get it on Amazon. It's one of the 2 books I have on Amazon, Plant-Based Breakfast Favorites and Plant-Based Japanese. But the recipe is on page 53 and it's sausage, plant-based sausage. And I call it plant-based sausage, but some people take exception to things being called the not vegan thing, like sausage. Is it really sausage if it's made from oats and brown rice? Well, I just call it that anyway. So it's just a patty. It's a breakfast patty, and it starts with something as simple as regular oats, and these are the quick oats. They've been cut up a little bit. You can take whole oats and process them in your food processor briefly, and then they'll turn into quick oats. But I do need to make the liquid part pretty quickly here, so I'll have it ready. So I have a little saucepan on the stove, and I'm just going to take some water and vegetable broth and warm it up and kind of get it going. So it needs to be a little bit hot to mix well with the oats and everything. So I have a cup of water, I have a cup of vegetable stock, and in a perfect world we'd make our own vegetable stock with vegetable trimmings and all the things that you can use for vegetable stock, carrots, celery, onions, green lentils, whatever. But it's not a perfect world for me, and sometimes I use organic better than bouillon paste, and I use a very small amount because it is high in sodium. So I use like a half a teaspoon for a cup of water, and for something quick and easy, that works for me. I know some of you object to using any kind of processed food. That is kind of processed, but it's organic and it tastes really good, so I keep it around. And then it's going to have a couple of tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. I use the Kikkoman brand because that's what I've had all my whole life and I like it. A little bit of liquid smoke, and these are just liquid ingredients I'm putting in this saucepan and I'm warming it up. I'm going to only use a half a teaspoon. Liquid smoke is one of those things where more is not better. If you think, oh, I like liquid smoke, and this is the brand I'm using. It's called Lazy Kettle brand. I don't know where I got it, but I've had it for a while. It takes a long time to use it up. I'm going to turn this heat up a little bit. Come on, stove. There we go. All right. So liquid smoke can overpower the food, and it doesn't taste really good if you have too much in it. And then maple syrup. Oh, I left my maple syrup in the other room, so I will go get it real quick. I try not to ever do that, but sometimes things happen. I've set it down to do something else, and there it went. All right, so a tablespoon of maple syrup, or you could use date syrup. That little bit of sweetness adds a nice flavor. And this is really a delicious thing. You'd be surprised at how good this sausage and brown rice patty tastes, and how much it tastes kind of like what you might imagine some kind of sausage would taste if you miss that. Some people don't miss it, don't care. But for me, I grew up until a few years ago, I ate the regular omnivore diet. So sometimes having something that has a nice texture and reminds me of something I used to eat is a positive thing for me. So I have 2.5 cups of my quick oats, and then I have a half a cup of brown rice. Now brown rice is another one of those convenience things. I have these packets of frozen brown rice that are organic, and I get them at the gourmet grocery store, and I see a lot more of those around nowadays. And so this package of frozen brown rice comes in 2-cup portions, and you just defrost them or heat them in the microwave, and then you have brown rice, organic, already made. It's easy to use. I don't mind using things like that. Normally I make my own brown rice, and I have a lot of it frozen left over, and I'll use that. But this time I had the handy frozen brown rice. I have 3 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. I actually ground it myself because I mistakenly got whole flax seeds instead of ground flax seeds in my Amazon order. And even though whole flax seeds that you grind yourself are healthier, I usually just use the ground ones because they're more convenient. But fortunately I have a little spice grinder, and I've been able to grind them. And then I have a half a cup of walnuts, and I took the walnuts and I ground them up in my food processor, which is right behind me. So I've been busy using that today. So I've got those, and then I took all my spices and they're all on this plate because it takes a long time to measure out spices on camera, and I didn't want to spend all this time measuring out all these spices. But it uses a lot of different spices. You can kind of see everything from fennel, sage, thyme, cumin, red pepper flakes, sage, paprika, oregano, onion powder, garlic powder. It's all on there, and I'm just going to dump it in. And I'm going to put the recipe, when I post this video, there's a spot below where I can put the recipe, which is so handy. So you'll have the recipe when you get the video, when you see the video on my page. I really like how easy it is to use Substack, because I can go live, or I can do a video, I can post it, I can post the recipe. It doesn't take long at all. It's just so quick. So it's encouraging me to do more videos because it's easy. So I don't really like to go to a lot of effort and spend hours doing this kind of stuff. And so my liquid over here has gotten nice and hot. So it doesn't have to be boiling hot, but you can see the steam rising up. So it just needs to be hot enough because you really want everything to blend together. Oh, here's my nutritional yeast, almost forgot it. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And the brand I use is called Sari, S-A-R-I. And I have the bag in here. I always like to show people because a lot of people don't love nutritional yeast. And Sari, S-A-R-I, it's up here at the top. Their nutritional yeast has a really good flavor that I like a lot. So if you are a person that's on the fence about nutritional yeast, try that brand. So we just mix everything up, and at first you're going to think it looks kind of watery and too soft. And you're going to think, how is that going to become any kind of patty? It just looks too soft. Well, you have to let it sit for about, I think my recipe says, I'm looking at my cookbook, it says add everything, let the mixture sit for about 10 minutes to firm up. So I'm going to let it sit for 10 minutes to firm up, and then I'll come back and make them into the patties. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to start putting the patties on my parchment lined baking sheet. Remember, I have the great big one. If you've been watching me, they do have smaller ones. And so what we're going to use is normally I use this 3 tablespoon scoop. It makes kind of big patties, and I might make some small ones with the 2 tablespoon style scoop because I'm making this for a group of people, and it's kind of samples of different things. So everybody doesn't need a large amount. And that's my timer going off saying now it's time to start doing this. And I wanted to show you that the mixture has firmed up a lot. You can see, remember how it was real runny? Well, not anymore because it has all that flaxseed in it, among other things. And I also have a bowl of water, so that you'll see when you start messing with this that it gets kind of sticky. So it helps to have something to kind of use to get your hands in to flatten out the balls. So I'm just basically gonna take a scoop, and I just scoop a bunch of them, and you'll see what this size looks like. And I'll make some of the other, I'll make half this size and half the other size so you can see. But see, it's very quick just using the ice cream scoop type measuring equipment. And then I have the smaller ones. And for my purposes, I'll probably end up making more of the smaller size so that people can have a small sample and not such a large piece. I'm having a retreat at my house Saturday, conducted by a friend. It's her retreat really, but I'm doing a 4-hour segment, and my segment is on eating plant-based food. Okay, so I have, let's see, let me move this back a little so you can see better. Oops. So I have them all here on my tray, and then I've got a bowl of water, and I'm just going to lightly press them down with slightly wet hands. You don't want to drip water all over them. But you do want to flatten them out. You don't want them to be super thick. They just taste better and more chewy, and they taste better when they've been flattened out about that size. So I'm going to flatten them all out, and I'll talk while I'm doing that. It doesn't take me long to do this. These freeze really well, so what I usually do, since it's only me eating them, my husband's never really cared for them, although now he's been eating a lot more of my food, he might enjoy it. So I'll try it on him. He'll eat like Morningstar Farm sausage. It's kind of a plant-based frozen sausage you can get. He likes that pretty well. I don't eat it. It's got added oil and different things, so it's not really what I don't usually eat processed vegan food much. So, but he likes it. Now, as far as these, I don't know. He should like it because it's really good tasting. It has all that sage, fennel, oregano, thyme, a little red pepper flakes, garlic, onion, salt, pepper, vegetable stock, soy sauce for a little saltiness. So it's got a lot of stuff in it. Hey guys, knock it off. Of course, my dogs, come here guys. They see I'm out here working, so they're gonna have to come in here and make some noise. What are you doing? I don't know if you can see Yuki, he's so dark, it's hard to see him, but he's right here. Messing around. When three of them start play fighting, it gets kind of noisy. Doesn't bother me, but I'm sure you don't want to hear it. Okay, one more. And so then, what happens with this is I put it in a 350-degree oven. And you can see the small ones aren't even all that small. That one's not very round, okay? The small ones are not tiny, but the big ones are big. So probably I'll eat a couple of the big ones for my breakfast today. And the small ones, I'll make the rest of them. I can still make quite a few. My bowl still has quite a bit. But this is gonna go in my oven, set at 350. And I'll cook them for about 15 minutes, turn them over, cook them for 5 more minutes, and then I'll come back and show you how they look when they're cooked. Okay, let's get these out of the oven. Whew. The oven's kind of hot. My glass is fogged up. Okay, these have been in the oven for about 15 minutes, and I turned them over. The top side looks better than the bottom side, so turn them back over. They're hot, but my hands are like leather gloves from being a chef. They tend to get kind of hardened to everything when you do a lot of cooking. So anyway, they're done. And how do they taste? Well, they're too hot to eat, but I guarantee you they are very good. I can pick one up and show you. If you look at it, you can see it's kind of soft right now, but it will harden up as it cools. And then it will have kind of a chewy texture. I can pinch off a little piece of this one. I'll probably eat it for my breakfast. Really good. It has all the herbs, like I said, the sage, fennel, oregano, with salt, pepper, liquid smoke gives it this real delicious smoky flavor. So I hope you make these sausage patties or oat and rice patties, whatever you want to call them. Remember, they came from my plant-based breakfast cookbook, but I'm going to give you the recipe here below the video, so you'll have this recipe. And it's really good at the holidays to make cornbread stuffing. You make this kind of sausage patties, and then you crumble them up, cut them up, and put them in your cornbread dressing, and it gives you kind of that chewy little nice texture you might be looking for. And they're also good for your non-plant-based friends if you have people that don't eat like you do, and you know, something like this tastes really good to most people. It just has such a good taste and texture. So thank you for watching this video. Oops, sorry about that. And I'll be doing some more. So I hope you like them. Leave comments and let me know what you'd like to see me prepare that's plant-based, oil-free, unprocessed, the way that I eat. And if you eat that way, great. If you don't, and you want to learn more about how to eat this way, then you know, follow along. It's working for me. I like to tell people I'm 71 years old. I have no health problems. I walk an hour a day, lift weights 3 days a week, and I work a lot on eating healthy food, fresh from the garden, things that I prepare myself. I kind of avoid processed food and restaurant food in general, and just try to live my healthiest life, and it's working for me, so I try to share it with you. So thanks everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.